Hi everyone, happy Monday. I hope that you're all safe and sane and know that we're not stuck at home, we're safe at home. I hope everyone is surrounded by those that they love and doing well. I had a whole weekend with my 300-hour teacher trainers. So I was like 8 hours on a computer Saturday and Sunday, so 16 hours all day. And it was amazing to see them. But again, the human connection, I miss you guys. And so I understand how we feel. We feel like I can't go through the screen and give you a big hug. So here's a virtual hug for you, yes? Today I want to talk about one of the first sutras before we start our practice, and then I'll end with a little bit about witnessing our thoughts. I am going to do some snippets about that for you as well, and I understand that this is a perfect opportunity for us to start to understand what yoga is trying to teach us about our mind. The first sutra is Atha Yoga Anusasanam, and it's saying that yoga is now. And there's a lot of speculation about what Patanjali meant by that. One, he was teaching a group of yoga teachers or people that were going to go out and teach about the mind and philosophy of yoga. But there's also a connotation of being in the present moment. So yoga is now. Yoga can only happen in the present moment. And this is very important for us to understand because we live way too much in the past and we project ourselves way too far in the future. And so the only way that yoga could really, really take root is if that we ground ourselves in the present moment. Excuse me, regardless of what that present moment is. And right now some people are struggling with this present moment. And we're trying to deflect and go to the future or go to the past. Those two places don't even exist anymore. They're gone. It's gone or it hasn't even happened yet. And so in order for us to cultivate a beautiful tomorrow, we have to be present in this moment and cultivate what it is that we're thinking about. And so there are three things that I do want you to think about. And first, we have to witness everything. Being the witness and that observer or arriving in these moments is so uber important for us. We see, we're looking, we're seeing what's going on. We want to observe our thoughts. We want to be that witness that observes the thought. And if we could get to that moment, then we can label the thought. And we could label their nature. What kind of a thought is it? Is it a comparing thought? Is it not so positive thought? What is that thought? And if it doesn't serve you, the third step to that magical equation is to let go of any clinging to that thought. And it seems so simple, but you are so invested in that thought that it's making you suffer. So we have to really understand, how can I truly witness my thought? And is it real? And this is also comes with a willingness on your part to really deconstruct your convictions or your belief system that you've had, some of you, for over 50 years. And sometimes this is a not so comfortable situation. Yoga wants you to be free. Yoga wants you to just have a teeny bit of willingness, willing to start to investigate your thoughts. And when you give that thing, when you give God just a little bit of willingness, He will take you by the hand and He will let you see the truth. But you're blocking that. What blocks us from our glorious moments is your mind. And a lot of us don't want to hear that. So, yoga is also looking for what we call Sankalpa Shakti, which is a resolute, an intention to find my freedom. I can do it. I will do it. I have to do it. Because you're so much more than your thoughts, yogis. You're so much more than those negative, repetitive thoughts that keep on going on like a loop in your brain. And you obsess yourselves with them. And then you miss the present moment. You miss the beauty that's in front of you. You miss the people that love you. Yoga doesn't want that for you. God doesn't want that for you. But you're making that happen. Unwillingly. But I want you to use the word willing. What are you willing to do to set yourself free? That's the question that you need to ask yourself every day. So let's find a comfortable seat. Whatever that is for you. And start to connect with your breath. Start to notice sensations and sounds. Observing any feelings that you're bringing to the mat. Witnessing and observing any thoughts that are coming with you. Maybe, wow, that was a big diatribe. All I wanted to do was a Vinyasa practice. She didn't have to be so invasive. Well, all of it. Bring that to the light. Whatever you're thinking is a tool for you to set yourself free, if you can observe it. Just notice how the breath comes in and out. And cultivating that Ujjayi breath as we inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And place your hands at your heart's center. And tilt your chin in towards your chest. Lift up from the belly. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Lengthen the spine. Press your head back as if you're pressing against the back wall. And set an intention for your practice. What is it that you want, yogis? And maybe try to think of things that aren't material. May this practice fill you with peace. May this practice begin your day with clarity and love. Interlace your fingers webbing to webbing, yogis, and press your hands out towards the front. If you need your blocks or straps, please get them now. Put them around your mat. Lift your arms up towards the sky. And lift up in the belly and squeeze the pelvic floor. And just move your head from right to left. And then release that as you cactus your arms and lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind you, chin drops down slightly, and then press your hands down towards the floor as you maybe lift the sternum a little bit. Now this is the first thing you might be doing in the morning, so you might not want to drop your head completely back. So maybe just shift your eye gaze up. And then release that, yogis. And take a moment, shake your hands out. Roll your wrists around. Roll your shoulders up and back. Good. And meet me on all fours on your mat. Pressing hands into the floor, yogis. Index finger and thumb, creating an L shape. So some of us might not be able to bring our hands directly underneath our shoulders. That's a normal thing, right? So don't think that you're not doing yoga because you can't do that. Maybe you want to bring your hands out a little bit more in front of you. That's perfectly fine. It's all fine. And just shift your weight back and forth a bit. Good, yogis. And then spin your fingers towards you. Tuck your toes underneath you. And then sit back towards your heels a bit. If the heels of your hands raise up off of the ground, it's okay. Maybe trying to move your fingers in this position. It's really challenging. Keep that cultivation of Ujjayi breath. And then bring the heels of the hands towards the middle of the mat and just shift from right to left. Good. Now place the backs of your hands on the ground, yogis, so that your fingers face each other, your fingertips. The backs of your hands are on the mat. Now extend your elbows and press the backs of your hands into the ground. And then flex your elbows as you lower your chin down to the floor. Press backs of the hands down, extend the elbows, and then lower by flexing the elbows and chin down to the ground. Do a couple of more of those, yogis. Be very mindful of the feelings, sensation in the physical wrists. Good, and then shake that out, yogis. Tuck your toes underneath you. Now pull your wrist down with your index finger and your thumb and press your fingertips up towards the ceiling like you're putting on a glove. And do the other side. Pull down and lift up. Beautiful. Again, interlace your fingers. Squeeze the belly in, lift up in the pelvic floor, squeeze the knees together and down, lengthening the lower spine. Interlace fingers, press hands forward. We did this already. Lift the arms up and try to lengthen the spine even more, yogis. And take a breath. Press shins down. Tuck the toes under. Lift up and let's go to the right. Finding the lateral movement of the spine. Inhale, come up, press. And then let's go to the left. Inhale, come up, yogis. Place the hands behind your head and then find a nice chest opener. This time it's supported, so you can drop your head back and just feel like your elbows are going out to the side. Take a breath. And then release that, yogis. Tap your feet out. Do what you need to do. Good. Knees on the ground. Reach your arms forward for Anahata Asana or come down into Grasshopper. You could stay on all fours here. Yogis like cat cow or tabletop. Then slide on through, yogis, coming onto your bellies. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders or your deltoids. Please press your feet, your hips, your hands down. On an inhale, use your eyes to help you lift your chest up. Only come up to the level of your belly button as you squeeze your elbows towards your waist. Look up, yogis. Take a breath, engage your legs, and then lower down. That's called Bhujangasana or Cobra. Let's do that again. Inhale, come up. And then lower down on the exhale. Inhale, come up. And then lower down on the exhale. This time, yogis, tuck your toes underneath you. Use your hands, my loves, to press yourself back to a child's pose. This is Adho Mukha Virasana. As I open my knees slightly and forehead goes down to the ground. Take a moment here, yogis. Walking your arms to the right side of your mat, feeling that lateral stretch again. Coming back to the center, feeling an evenness in your torso. And walking your arms to the left, yogis, feeling that sensation on the right side of your torso or your side of the body. Coming back towards the midline. Remind yourself of your intentions that you set, yogis. Every time we move, it's a wonderful opportunity to remind ourselves of our intentions. Everything should be done with intention. So, from this child's pose, yogis, just come into a down dog. And breathe. Shifting your weight forward, yogis, and find a high plank. Bend your knees and find that tabletop. Maybe having to bring your hands in or out. Let the belly drop, lift the head, inhale. And then tuck your chin in towards your chest and round your spine on the exhale. And do that again. Let the belly drop, lift the head, inhale. And then tuck your chin in, yogis, round the spine, exhale, finding that flexion. Finding a nice neutral spine, extending the right arm forward, left leg back. Lift the arm and leg up, shoulder and hip height. Take a breath. Inhale here, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Place the right hand on the ground, spin open to the left side, and place your left foot on the floor, reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling. Lifting the left leg up hip height if you can. If not, keep the foot on the ground in that side plank variation. Bend the knee, yogis, if you can, placing the heel towards the glute, and lifting the knee up and opening out the chest. Now, if the head doesn't feel good to open up, just look down at your right hand. Extend the leg back into that half moon variation or side plank, reaching the left arm over to the front of your mat and taking a moment. Press your right hand down, lift the right knee up into your chest. Bring your right foot on top of your right quadricep. And take a moment. Looking down at the mat, bringing your left hand down. Keep your right knee into your nose and extend that leg out for a three-legged dog. And breathe. Really be mindful in this three-legged dog, making sure that the right hip is not turning out. Engaging both of your quadriceps and suck your belly into your spine. Are your arms straight, yogis? Are your legs as straight as possible? Take another breath. Elevate the left heel and lower the right leg down and finding your down dog. Walk the dog if you need to, yogis. Shifting your weight forward, yogis, high plank. Lift your chin, bend your knees, and give me some cat-cows. Finding a nice neutral spine, extending the left hand forward, right leg back. Lift shoulder height, hip height. Reach, yogi, suck your belly in. Here's some core cultivation. Bring elbow to knee on the exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Place the left hand down. Spin open to the right. Place the right foot on the ground. Ground it. Reaching that right arm up and over your head. And take a breath. Yes. If this is not possible, stay here. Lift the right leg up hip height if you can and bend the knee. Don't let the knee drop down, yogis. Lift the knee up towards the ceiling. If you're taking the back bend, squeeze the shoulder blades together. The mid and lower traps are squeezing as you lift the head up towards the ceiling. Remember, you could always look down. Then lower that right leg down and reach towards the front of your mat. Pressing left hand down, lift left knee up, place left foot on top of right quadricep. And take a moment. Take that right hand down, bring left knee into the nose and extend that back for three-legged dog. And just be here, arrive. And then lower that leg down, yogis, and find your down dog. Walk the dog if you need to, or just stay in stillness. Shift your weight forward, yogis, finding that high plank. Pressing away from the ground. Bend your knees, touch the floor, lower yourself down in one piece. Press feet, hands, hips down. Inhale for cobra. And then lower down. Tuck your toes underneath you. Press yourself to the top of the push-up or meet me in down dog. Remember, you could always do that vinyasa in cat-cow, or you could just meet me in down dog. Shift your weight forward, yogis. High plank. Lift your chin. Shift forward. Come halfway down if you're choosing to come into chaturanga. Pull your heart through for up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath here, yogis. Walking your hands to the back of your mat. Opening out your feet, hip distance. Grab a hold of your big toes. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bending the knees as much as you need to, yeah? Rock forward towards the balls of your feet for Padangusthasana. Release the bind and place your hands underneath your feet for Padahastasana. Exhale, fold. Releasing the binds, yogis, placing hands on the hips. You could bend the knees to come up, but a nice long spine to come up, and take a breath. Bring your feet together, yogis. Inhale, arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Cactus your arms here, yogis. Lift the sternum up towards the ceiling. Hands back up towards the ceiling, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Walking to your down dog. Right leg sweeps back, yogis, in a three-legged dog. Elevate the pose and bring your knee to nose. Extended back for three-legged dog. Find your down dog. Press index finger and thumb into the floor. Left leg sweeps back. Elevate the pose and bring left knee to nose for Nasasana. Extended back for three-legged dog. Find your down dog. Shift your weight forward, yogis. Your Vinyasa. Whatever you need to do, do it. Meet me in down dog. Right leg sweeps back, yogis. Elevate the pose, bring knee to nose, step on it, and find a high crescent lunge. So all 10 toes are facing forward. Pinkies go in towards the midline. As you lift the chest up, yogis, come up onto the ball of the left foot, lifting the left heel. Roll everything in, take a breath. Bringing the left hand down, yogis. Right arm stays up for a twisted lunge. Taking that right hand down, lift the left arm up for the counter pose. If you have a float, take it. Drop the back heel down, yogis. Feel the outside of the left foot on the ground as you root to rise and find that warrior two. Pump the warrior. Arms come up on an inhale, and then exhale, look forward and come into that warrior two. Do it again. Inhale up, straighten legs. Exhale, lower, bend knee. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Flip your palm, yogis, and reach forward. Keep that right knee bent. Take that left hand around your waist and look at your left foot. Reach your right arm back to the back of your mat. Exalt the warrior. Windmill your arms down to the mat, bringing that right leg high in a dog tail. Shift your weight forward, yogis. One-legged plank. One-legged chaturanga, one-legged up dog. Knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Down dog. And breathe. Left leg lifts up, yogis. Elevate the pose. Bring knee to nose. Extend it back for three-legged dog. Elevate the pose, knee to nose. Flex the left foot, step on it. Make sure all 10 toes are facing forward. Root to rise as you come up for high crescent lunge. So Lift the back heel, all 10 toes facing forward. Bend the front knee. Bring the pinky of the hands in towards the midline as you lift up. Lift the sternum up, yogis. Take a breath. And breathe. Take the right hand down. Keep the left arm up for the twisted lunge. Take the left hand down. Reach the right arm up. If you float it, float it. Now ground the back heel down, which is your right foot. Root to rise and find yourself in a warrior two. Making sure that that right hip point comes forward a bit, yogis. Inhale, arms up, straighten legs. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, straighten legs. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, straighten legs. Exhale, warrior two. Flip your palm. And then lift up, exalt it. Bind the right arm. Maybe you can grab a hold of the left thigh. Look towards your right foot. Windmill your arms down to the mat, yogis. Take that left leg back. Shift your weight forward into a one-legged plank. One-legged chaturanga. One-legged up dog, knee to nose, three-legged dog, down dog. Take a breath, yogis. Right leg sweeps the sky. Elevate the pose and bring knee to nose. Step on it and find your high crescent lunge. So we were here before, yogis. Lift the front heel. I love to do that. And then drop it gently as you drop the left hand down, reach the right arm up. So you were here again. We're going to do it one more time. Place the right hand down, left arm up. If you float it, float it. Dropping the back heel down, coming into that warrior two. This time, yogis, straighten the front leg and come into your triangle. Block, shin, foot, whatever you can, grab it. Try to keep your arms straight, legs straight. If you have hyperextension in your knees, you know how to bend the knee. Press feet down into the ground, bend the front knee and come into your warrior two. This time, yogis, bring all 10 toes to face the left side of your mat. Arms come up. And then place hands to your hips. Lift up out of your waist spine and fold forward and find Prasarita. Rock forward towards the balls of your feet. Forward fold. And breathe. Come up halfway, yogis, and just go to the left, bend the left knee, and bend the right knee, and do that again. Do that a couple of times, yogis. And then spin completely to the right and find that right side lunge. Sweep that right leg back for three-legged dog. We're going to shift the weight forward and find a one-legged plank. Lower down for one-legged chaturanga. Bend the knee for one-legged up dog. Bring knee to nose. Let that leg fly high in a three-legged dog for your down dog. Lifting the left leg nice and high, yogis. Elevate the pose, bring knee to nose. Step on it and find your crescent. Making sure all 10 toes are facing forward. Everything is rolling towards the midline. Take a breath. I love to lift the front heel and then lower it down as I bring the right hand down for the twisted lunge. Take that left hand down, reach the right arm up, yogis. If you float it, float it. Dropping and grounding that back foot down into the floor. Root to rise and find your warrior two. Take a breath. Straighten the front leg and come into your triangle. Finding that warrior two, yogis. Then spinning all 10 toes to the right, bringing hands to hips. Take a breath. Interlace your fingers behind you. If you need a strap, grab it. Press knuckles down as you lift your sternum up, squeezing the traps towards the midline, and then folding forward at the hip. All 10 toes are forward, and then folding forward, squeezing palms as much as you can. If you have a strap, use it. Try to find the length in your spine, yogis. Then release that, yogis, and just go from right to left. Bending right knee and left knee. Right knee and left knee. And then spinning completely to the left. Take a breath. Sweeping that left leg up. Shifting your weight forward. Find one-legged plank. One-legged chaturanga. One-legged up dog. Knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Find your down dog. Take a breath here, yogis. So we're going to add on to that sequence, yogis. Right leg sweeps back and three-legged dog. Elevate the pose, bring knee to nose. Step on it, yogis. Find a nice high crescent lunge. Dropping that left hand down, find a twisted lunge. Find the counter pose by shifting your hands. Dropping the back heel and coming into warrior two. Straighten the front leg and find your triangle. And breathe. Bending the front knee, yogis, finding that warrior two again. Taking a moment. Flip the palm just like we did before. Bind if you'd like and exalt the warrior. Bringing your right forearm to your right quadricep if you like that, or to the ground, inside or outside or on a block. Come into your Utthita Parsvakonasana. Looking down at your right foot, frame it. Pick up the right toes and lift the back heel for Parsvakonasana. Take a moment here, yogis. Roll everything towards the midline. Plant the right foot down onto the ground. And then move the right foot all the way to the left side of your mat, bending your left knee, coming into pigeon. So in these pigeons, yogis, you really want, I can't really tell you what to do with the front leg. But I surely can tell you what to do with this back leg. This back leg needs to be internally rotated. If your right hip is way up off of the ground, place a block underneath it or a book. So you want to square your hips off. So what I like to tell everyone is to try to bring the right knee and the left knee towards the midline. And take a breath. If you want to fold forward completely, do that. Bringing the right knee and the left knee in towards the midline. So think about what you're thinking about, yogis. Be the observer of your mind. Does that thought that you're thinking about right now serve you? If not, then throw it in the trash. Bring your hands back to the mat, yogis. Press up and lift your chest up. Frame that right knee with your hands. And really lift the sternum up. Feeling that really big expansion in the psoas, or the hip flexor on the left leg. Tuck your left toes underneath you, yogis. Press your hands down and bring your right knee up into your nose. Extend it back for three-legged dog. Shift your weight forward. Find one-legged plank. One-legged chaturanga. One-legged up dog. Knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Down dog. Breathe, yogis. Left leg extends back, three-legged dog, swipe it back, elevate the pose, bring knee to nose, step on it and find your high crescent lunge. Bring that right hand down, lift the left arm up. Take that left hand down, right arm up. Drop the back heel, ground it, come into that warrior two. Straighten the front leg and find your triangle. Finding that warrior two. Exalt it. Placing that left forearm on the quad, on the ground, inside or out. Finding your Parsvakonasana. Looking down at your left foot. Pick up the back heel and lift the left toes towards your face. Good, yogis. Plant that left foot down and start to walk the left foot to the right side of your mat as you bend the right knee. We're going to come into pigeon on the left side. Extending that right leg back and finding your alignment, yogis. Making sure that the right kneecap is on the ground, that you're squeezing the left knee in towards the right knee. Yeah? If you want to drop down to the ground, do that, yogis. Just recline the pose forward. All the time, isometrically bringing right knee to left knee to right knee towards the middle of your mat. Take one more deep breath. And then prop yourself up on your hands. And really press up. Good. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Bring your left knee into your nose. Extend it back for three-legged dog. Shift your weight forward for one-legged plank, one-legged chaturanga. One-legged up dog, bring knee to nose, extend that leg back for three-legged dog and find your down dog. Take a couple of deep breaths, yogis. We're almost down to the ground. Extend your right leg up for three-legged dog. Elevate the pose, bring knee to nose, step on it and find your high crescent lunge. And breathe. Frame your foot, come into your plank, whatever vinyasa you like. Left leg sweeps back, yogis. Find a three-legged dog. Elevate the pose. Bring knee to nose. Step on it and find your high crescent lunge. Shift your weight forward. Frame the foot. Find your vinyasa. Right leg sweeps back. Finding your three-legged dog. Elevate the pose. Bring knee to nose. Step on it and find your high crescent lunge. Fold forward and find your vinyasa. Left leg sweeps back. Elevate, bring knee to nose. Step on it, yogis, and find your high crescent lunge. Vinyasa. And breathe. Look at your feet and walk your hands to the back of your mat. Just fold forward for a moment, yogis. So we're at the back of our mat and we're going to roll up. And take a moment. Arms come up over your head, palms touch. Right arm is going to come underneath left for eagle. So elbows cross, wrists cross, palms touch. If you want, you can always interlace your fingers. Thumbs are towards your face, pinkies are towards the front. Sit down, yogis, and find the tip of the chair. So we don't sit down like this, no tucking. I want you to reach your booty back and try to find the tip of the chair. And take a breath. Squeeze knees together. Sit as low as you can. And then stay low. Bring that right leg up and over and cross right leg up and over the left. So point the right foot towards the left ankle. Any amount. Elbows and knees should be in the midline. Any amount. Micromanage yourself. Rock back towards your left heel and bring your right hip back. Take another breath, yogis. Elbows down. Lift your chest up. And then release the pose. Arms come up over your head, palms touch. Left arm comes underneath right. Elbows cross, wrists cross, palms touch. Thumbs are towards your face, pinkies are towards the front of your mat. Sit down, yogis. Reach your booty back to the back of the chair, the tip of that chair that's behind you. Lift your chest up, stay low. And lift left leg up and over. Point your left toes and point them towards the right ankle. In any amount, any direction, you got to go towards the intention of the pose. Sit down, yogis. Bring that weight to the right heel and bring your left hip point back. Lift your chest up. And then release the pose. Arms up. Coming into your standing Tadasana or Samasthiti at the back of your mat. Take a breath. Arms up, yogis, palms touch. Folding forward, finding your down dog. Shift your weight forward, my loves. Press away from the floor and find that high plank. Bring your right knee to your right tricep. Bring your right leg back. Bring your left knee to your left tricep. And bring that left leg back. Do that again. Right, back, left, back. One more time. Right, back, left, back. And take a moment. Press away from the floor. Bend your knees down, yogis, and lower yourself down all the way on the mat. Placing your left ear on the mat, let your toes roll in, heels out. So bend the knees, yogis. Get your chin on the mat first. Bend your knees. So this is going to be a little different. I think we've done this before, maybe in one of the first vinyasas that we did on the floor. So I want you to bend your knees. So this bow is not going to have you lift your quads up off of the ground. This bow, you're going to grab a hold of your ankles and not your toes. Try to bring your knees together. Press your quads into the floor. As your shins, flex your feet, and as your shins press back to the back wall, press your quads into the floor as you lift your chest up. And then lower down. Release the pose. Right ear to the mat. Bend the knees. Grab a hold of your ankles. Try to bring your knees in. Press quads down. Flex feet. Now you're going to press your ankles into your hands. And you're going to press your shins to the back wall. Now press and lift up. Squeeze the traps together. Press shins back. Look up. Take another breath. And then lower down. This time, yogis, take a moment, chin is on the mat, and just shake your hips back and forth. Bring your hands underneath your deltoids, tuck your toes underneath you, and come into a child's pose. Walk your hands to the right and find a lateral bend of the spine. Come back to the center, yogis, and then find that lateral bend to the left side of your mat. I'm coming back to the center. Good, yogis. Press yourself up, bringing knees to touch. So we're at the back of our mats, and take a moment. Take your index finger and your middle finger and place them on your third eye center. Take your right thumb on your right nostril and inhale through your left nostril. Close that left nostril with your ring finger and pinky and exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through your right. Close. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Close. Exhale through your right. Inhale. Close. Exhale. Inhale. Close. Exhale. And continue to do that, yogis. And then release that and take a moment. So you're still at the back of your mat, yogis, and just take a breath here as you feel the energy just shifting a bit. And then sit onto your sits bones, yogis, and extend your legs forward. Coming into Paschimottanasana. Sit bones are into the ground as you lift up. If you need a strap, if you need to bend your knees, if you need a block, if you need a bolster, if you need a blanket, use them. Yeah? So lengthen the spine, yogis, and really connect to the sit bones as you lift up through the crown of your head and finding that rooting to rise. Lift up in the pelvic floor and squeeze the belly or brace the core, engage your quadriceps. And everyone, just place your hands on your shins. And then try to hinge forward at the hip, right? So I'm not really lifting my chin to get to my feet. Again, I really want to feel like I'm pressing my head against the back wall slightly. And then I find this axial extension as I reach my sternum forward. If you can grab a hold of your big toes, great. Go a little further. If you need a strap, use it. If you need to bend the knees, bend your knees. Feeling that beautiful stretch in the back of the legs or the whole back body. This is called Western stretch. It means it's stretching the back side of the body. And the front side of the body is in compression. Take another breath. And then release that. Good, yogis. Lie on your spine. So bring your knees in and come onto your spines. Good. And take a breath. Bring your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg long. Roll that femur bone in the socket, grabbing a hold of the knee, and just place your left hand on your hip so the left hand doesn't move very much. Then grab a hold of the right ankle or the right foot with your left hand, and then try to bring the foot towards you. Be very mindful of your knee. Right, so what I'm trying to do is find a little bit of external rotation here. Like if we're coming into Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. Good. Now find that and coax that spot and then bring that foot towards the left side. Just a tiny. Good, and then release that, bringing the knee back in towards the chest or towards your armpit. Lowering that leg down to the hip level. Please cross it over to the left. Coming back up towards the center line, yogis. And then release that leg. Let's do the other side. So just roll it around in the socket, coax it. So look, the bottom line is that we have tight hips, right? Most of us have tightness in the hip. You do not want to poke the bear. So I don't want your hips to get more inflamed. What I want you to do is just gently coax the movement instead of you forcing yourself to go into a pose. So all of these movements are gently coaxing this hip to get with the program, right? So grab a hold of your left foot and try to bring the left foot towards the chest, opening it out, like if you're going to come into a half lotus, right? And so again, coax that, bringing that left foot towards the right side and moving it around. And then releasing that, bringing the left knee in towards the armpit or towards the chest, so it's nice and internally rotated. Lower it down towards the level of your hip and give it a little twist towards the right. And come back towards the center. So for our inversion today, yogis, I would like to do Viparita Karane on the wall. And so releasing that leg down. If you have a wall close to you, just scoot up to the wall and I'll show you what it's like. If you do not have a wall close to you, just extend your legs up like I'm doing right now, right? And just follow my instructions. If you do have a wall, just roll over to the side and then get to your wall. I'm going to do it on my bolsters here. So press or just sit side saddle to your wall and then scoot forward, bringing your hips to your heels, lie onto your spine and bring your legs up on your wall. Scoot your booty close to the wall and then lie back down. So this is a really great inversion. Yeah? And take a breath here. Just let your shoulders relax. If your legs are straight up, yes, you might want to come into happy baby by bending the knees and grabbing the outsides of your feet. If you want to take shoulder stand because a wall is not available to you, please do so. But this pose, Viparita Karane, everyone should learn it because this is a very universally calming pose. Great for insomnia, great for any stress that we have. And so just let's be here for a minute or two and concentrating on your breath. If you are in shoulder stand or if in happy baby, shoulder stand, please start to come out of your pose and find your counter as in fish or full wheel. If you're in happy baby, please bring your knees into your chest. If you're on the wall with me, stay here. Shoulder stand and happy baby variations, please find your shavasana on the ground. People that are on the wall, stay here. Everyone cultivate your breath as we inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let go. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let go. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Surrender, yogis. Let the thoughts go and free your mind and free yourself. Don't worry about the time. I'll get you. Just allow yourself to surrender. If you'd like to remain in your Savasana or your legs up on the wall, please do so. If you'd like to come out with me and your legs are on the wall, just bring your knees into your chest and gently roll to your right side and press yourself up to a seat. If you're in Savasana, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently bringing knees into chest. And just, if you're just came up off of the wall, just keep your back on the wall and lengthen your spine and cross your legs at the ankles. If you were in Savasana, just roll over and find a seat, yogis. Placing your hands to heart center. Witness everything. Be the witness. Be the observer. Label your thoughts. Sort them out. See which ones are worthy of your attention and which ones are not. Witness everything, yogis. Free your mind and connect yourself to God again. We were never separate. We're just sleeping in some crazy dream. May you have peace. May you be healthy. May you be happy, and may you be protected. May those that you love have peace, be healthy, happy, and protected. May those that we don't know have peace, be healthy, happy, and protected. And may those that we don't like or don't understand very much have peace, be happy, healthy, and protected. I offer you my peace, yogis, and my service. Sat Nam and Namaste.